So San Diego Comic-Con 2019 is coming to a close, and with it coming to a close, it's about time we take a look back and highlight all of the most important and most exciting things that I found coming out of Comic-Con. Make sure you tell me what you're most excited about in the comments down below. It's been a very good Comic-Con in my opinion. There's been a lot of exciting news, despite the fact that a lot of big studios actually took a seat back from Comic-Con this year. I still feel like there was a lot of really awesome, exciting announcements to get us excited and hyped about what's to come for film in the coming few years. Now, just a quick note, I'm not going to be talking about any of the Marvel stuff in this video. I'm going to be doing a separate video today talking about all the Marvel Cinematic Universe announcements and the Phase 4 announcement, because that deserves its own video. So don't worry, that video is coming. It'll be up shortly after this one, but in this video, we'll be focusing on everything else. So let's just start off with the elephant in the room, which is cats. I don't even know what to say about this film. When I first saw this trailer, I was so unsettled by it. It's genuinely terrifying looking. Now, it's difficult because with this kind of film, if you look at the musical, it's kind of like, well, what did you expect? This is exactly what it looks like. It's one of them things where you look at it, you're like, did this need to happen? Especially because you're looking at it just thinking, yeah, I mean, it all looks fine. The cast is great and the music looks good. It's directed by the same guy who directed Les Mis and The King's Speech. This is definitely a good, cast both in front and behind the camera, but it just looks bizarre. It's so off the wall, and I don't really know how this is going to play for audiences, because it looks like one of them things that is going to be very difficult to sell. Now, luckily, this does have name recognition because of the musical, and hopefully that will help the movie box office wise, but talking about this movie just from a quality standpoint and just how enjoyable will it be, it looks so weird. It looks so just so different to every other kind of musical film we've seen. And obviously it's good to have fresh things, it's good to have things to be different, but I just don't know about this one. It's just, I'm definitely going to see it because it definitely has my curiosity at this point, and Jason Derulo as a breakdancing cat, I will take that any day, but I just don't know about this one. Now, the less scary trailer of these two, It Chapter 2. It Chapter 2 looks fantastic. I didn't need any more convincing on it at this point. It looks great. The trailer was fantastic. I loved all the footage we received from it. It just looks like it's going to be a perfect sequel to the original It, which I absolutely loved. I think that this film's going to be so much fun, just like the first one was, and I think that showing this new cast, obviously, what I like about the new cast is a lot of them are newcomers. There are a lot of them are unknowns that we've never really seen before, or at least not to large extent. We have had like a couple of TV roles, things like that, but then they are obviously frontlined by three big headliners like Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and Bill Hader. Really awesome cast overall, and just this trailer, the footage was great. It looked scary, it looked fun, it looked like it was going to be a good time, a good horror movie, and that's exactly what I wanted. Again, I didn't really need much more convincing on this part, but I got more that I needed, so you can't really complain. Now, probably my favourite trailer of Comic-Con, from at least movie-wise, had to be Top Gun Maverick. Oh my god, I am so hyped for this. Top Gun, probably one of my favourite movies of all time. I adore it. I think it's so much fun. It's such a cheesy 80s movie, but you've got to love it. And this film, it just looks perfect. Like, it looks so perfect to me. I just love the look of it. I love how this movie's progressed. I love how it looks like this film has, really evolved with the time. Like I say, the original Top Gun is a really cheesy movie, but when you look at this one in particular, it really looks like it's aged well with the times. It looks mature, and I really like that. It shows how the audience has grown up with the movie too. Tom obviously looks amazing in this. I can't believe he showed up at Comic-Con and just dropped this. It was incredible. Probably one of my favorite moments at Comic-Con actually was just Tom Cruise showing up. It's amazing. Obviously, he's learned to fly all the jets in this movie himself, so with that, you can really see how much effort and passion has gone into this movie, especially from Tom's perspective. I love this. I love everything about it. I love seeing all the cast as well, especially Miles Teller. I think Miles Teller is going to be a really great character in this. He's playing the son of Goose, so I think that's going to be a really interesting arc for him, especially with Tom Cruise as Maverick. I feel like there's going to be some tension there. I think this movie looks fantastic. It looks like a great sequel to Top Gun, which, like I say, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I cannot wait to see this. It's obviously we're not getting it for a while yet. It's not coming out until summer 2020, but to get our first little look of footage, it definitely got me very, very excited and definitely reassured me that this is going to be a great sequel. I also want to talk about Terminator Dark Fate. Like, this film looks really cool to me. Now, I'm not like a huge Terminator fan or anything. I haven't really seen many of them. I'm going to start watching a lot more of them before this movie comes out, especially the first two, which I now own on Blu-ray. But this movie, I just really love the concept. Like, I really like the idea of this new Terminator being this, like, shape-shifting one. That looks really interesting. He's played by Gabriel Luna, which is the guy who played Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so that's really cool. Obviously, Mackenzie Davis in this movie, I love her. Like, she was great in Tully, Blade Runner. I love her. She's, like, a main character in this, and also, I really love the Mexican setting. I really like the fact we're going to Mexico for this movie, because, again, it makes it feel a bit more interesting, a bit more unique, a bit more dynamic, and I really love that. Like I say, I really enjoy kind of usually Mexican settings, so to have that in this film, bringing it to the Terminator franchise is great. Obviously, Tim Miller's directing this movie, which I love. He confirmed at Comic-Con that this movie is going to be rated R, which I think a lot of us were really hoping for. Obviously, Arnie's coming back, Linda Hamilton's coming back. There's a lot of really awesome things going for this Terminator movie, and hopefully, if all the pieces come together in the right way, we might actually have a good Terminator movie, because like I say, the last couple that we've had, so I've heard, are pretty terrible and not good representations of the franchise, but hopefully this one, being a direct sequel to T2, should be able to deliver on the franchise's expectations. Now, moving over to the TV side of things, we have The Walking Dead Season 10. The Walking Dead, I absolutely fell back in love with last season. Season 9 I thought was absolutely phenomenal, so I've been so excited for Season 10, and this trailer, honestly, might be one of my favourite Walking Dead trailers they've ever done. It looks scary, it looks terrifying, it looks really well handled, especially because they are really going to be playing up the Whisperer War in this season, and you really have to see how they're building towards that here in this trailer. Alpha is really out for vengeance at this point, and I think it's going to be really awesome to see the characters who are also out for vengeance, especially Daryl and Carol and Michonne. They're really going to be ready for war this season, and I think we're really going to see how that war is going to impact the show overall. It's really exciting. This trailer really hinted at a lot of cool stuff. We saw that Michonne and Ezekiel getting together, which is from the comics. I didn't expect them to do that on the show, but they're doing it. There seems to be some stuff going on with Sadiq, which looks really interesting, especially because Sadiq as a character has always been someone who's been kind of shoved aside, so to actually give him something, I'm excited about that. We get to see Negan out and about. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in The Walking Dead this season, and like I say, Angela Kang as the new showrunner last season, she truly proved herself, and I'm so excited to see where she goes next with The Walking Dead, going into Season 10, going into the Whisperer War. It gets a complete thumbs up from me. And also, The Witcher got a brief panel with Henry Cavill, you know, The Witcher show coming to Netflix. I have to say, the trailer for this didn't impress me all that much. I thought it kind of looked kind of bleh, a bit meh. But overall, I think, you know, this still could be interesting. It could be fun. I do like Henry Cavill in this role. I think he looks good as Geralt of Rivia. I just don't know if this show has particularly impressed me yet, but we've only seen one trailer, so I'm not going to give it full judgment. But like I say, from this first trailer that we got here at Comic-Con, I wasn't too impressed. And, of course, we have the Arrowverse, the DC TV Arrowverse, which also debuted all their new trailers for Arrow and The Flash and also Supergirl. And all these trailers, while not showing too much, these trailers never show too much for these shows because by the time Comic-Con rolls around, they've normally only filmed episode 1, so they don't have that much footage to show. But all three of them, I think, did a good job. I think Supergirl did a good job of setting up kind of the theme of the season with technology, and I think The Flash did a good job of really establishing its villain. Like, I actually think the Flash trailer might have been the best one. It was very different to all the other ones, and very different to all the other Flash trailers as well, so that was good. And the Arrow trailer just gave me all the feels. Arrow is my favourite show of all time. You can see my Green Arrow statue there. That gave me all the feels. Obviously, it's the final season, so it's a lot to take in. But if you wanted to hear more in-depth thoughts about all the different trailers for Arrow, you could check out my DC channel. Obviously, it's linked on the channel itself, so you can go check that out. And I'll also leave a link in the description down below. So if you want to see more in-depth thoughts about that, you can follow over to my second channel. Overall, like I said though, good Comic-Con overall. I really enjoyed it this year. I think they had a really good stuff in there. Like I said, especially because a lot of the big studios sat out Comic-Con this year. I really feel like, you know, the ones that were there were really able to spread their wings. Especially, like I say, Marvel, which I will be doing a separate video on. I'll be recording it straight after this one, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But like I say, good Comic-Con overall. Really enjoyed it. I really loved a lot of the footage, especially, like I say, It Chapter 2 looks fantastic. Gun Maverick, I'm all about. Walking Dead, I'm so hyped for Season 10. I think that all this stuff coming together from Comic-Con was great, and like I say, it's not as stacked as what it normally feels at Comic-Con this year, but I really like that actually because it is allowing us to talk more in depth about, you know, some of the other topics that, you know, are important to us. So overall, make sure you let me know what you thought about Comic-Con in the comment section down below. What are you most hyped about? And also, if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again next time.